Okay, who cares? I mean, he's gonna actually look at the food. You think all the
Doesn't that
You think the
undermine your
diet-
argument? You think so? You know that Donald Trump's responsible for 25% of U.S.
blah
debt,
blah
right?
blah. Some that could go. The Department of Education give that back to the states. You don't know what you're talking
May I
about.
ask a question? May I ask a question?
Hey, Katie.
Hi, Blue Man. Can you tell me what the DOE does?
Hey, Katie, I wasn't talking to you.
All right. So what's going on? What's your take?
I'm glad that Trump is going back in the White House
Why?
because he did a lot of good things to begin with. His first term.
What do you do?
Well, he was the first president in history to bring vaccines to millions of Americans at warp speed.
Well, he didn't. He
That
didn't
you
do
guys
that.
don't trust?
Yeah,
He
but
did.
he didn't
paid.
do that.
The government
No,
he passed legislation.
No, he
Sir,
paid to
can I-
develop.
Am I going to be able to talk, or are you going to talk over me?
Well,
We'll talk
go
over
ahead.
you.
But if you want to talk about vaccine development, he paid to have the vaccine development. He invested in that. He didn't get the vaccines out, but Biden did.
No, he got the vaccines in December before Biden became president. People were taking them in the U.S.
People were
Yeah,
taking
essential
them.
workers were. Not
They
the
did
general
not
public.
have.
Yeah,
right. They
essential
didn't have
workers who
Wait,
were
wait.
nurses
So
first. That's who needed to have the vaccines first.
Right,
And
so
then
they
the
had-
others came after.
yeah. So there was no the problem is there was no infrastructure set up to get people vaccines. That's a problem. Donald Trump neglected that. So when Joe Biden came in, sure they had it for certain essential workers, but getting out to the mass public became a challenge, specifically because of the cooling required for the vaccines. And there was nothing set up when Donald Trump left office. Period.
Again,
But you think, hold on. I just want to
vaccines
say that that's not a really good argument, because now Donald Trump is trying to put a literal anti-vaxxer as the head of HHS. So I don't think that's a good argument.
there were some negatives about
I
you
can't
don't
talk
trust
about him. I can't talk about him because of YouTube, but we are talking specifically about the rollout of the vaccine, which Donald Trump has now put an anti-vaxxer as the head of HHS.
Okay, who cares? I mean, he's gonna actually look at the food. You think all the
Doesn't
diet-
that
You think the
undermine your
diet- How are you gonna
argument?
tout
Do you think the diets
How are you
going
going
to
to tout the efficacy of the vaccine and then promote a skeptic?
No, I said there are some negative things with the vaccine, just like anything's negative.
Right, but we're
Then
not
it would
talking
be a
about
bad
we're not talking
thing
about
that he
someone
would
that
get it.
Well, I mean, we're talking
It would-
specifically about someone that is against vaccines, not someone that is skeptical.
So you need differing opinions. You can't have the same opinion. If
There
you
is
don't
no
have-
differing opinion. There is no
Okay,
differing opinion.
If you
by
don't have
scientists.
any push against other people, people don't do anything. Just like how
they do that all the
Biden
time.
didn't do anything the last 4 years.
That's
of his
called the
administration.
that's called the
He went
scientific.
He put us in 36 trillion in debt. That's what
Scientists'
Biden did.
work is checked regularly.
Biden
Okay.
didn't add 36 trillion.
We're at 36 trillion because Biden didn't do
Right.
anything.
25% of that was under
Biden
Donald
didn't
Trump.
do anything. He didn't do anything. So
You think so? You know that Donald Trump's responsible for 25% of U.S.
blah
debt,
blah
right?
blah. So what are you gonna say?
So can you address
you
that?
don't care.
when Trump gets in, you're gonna say, "Oh,
Can
it's
you
Trump's
address that?
fault." Blah, blah,
Can you
blah.
address
You won't
that?
say it's Biden.
Can you address that?
Can I
Donald
address
Trump
what?
is responsible for 25% of national debt.
He is not.
Yes, he is. He signed the CARES Act.
There was COVID during his presidency.
Right,
And
and he
that's
signed
how
he
a
signed
lot of the
multiple
debt
different
went up.
pieces of legislation.
Yeah, and Biden's also continued to add to the debt, not help it. So
Okay, but even excluding non-COVID expenditures, he spent half as much as Donald Trump did.
that's great. And
You're
put us
claiming
in
the
more debt.
opposite.
He put us in more debt. So great job, Biden.
Not more debt than Donald Trump did.
So Donald Trump has Elon Musk, who's going to go through and
you acknowledge
cut
that?
the fat.
What is he trying to cut?
He has to study it first. You got to give him time to get into the White House. We don't know yet. So He's
So
going to do
no?
an efficiency
wait a
study.
second. So he doesn't even know if there's anything to cut, and you're just saying that he's going to come in there and cut stuff, but he doesn't have any idea what to cut.
There's 430 some government agencies. Can you name them all?
No, I couldn't name
Sure.
them all, but they're there for a specific
Okay,
reason.
so why are they there? Tell me each 432. Tell
Well,
me
it
why
depends
they're there.
on what they're
Which
there
one are
to
you
manage.
asking about?
No, you
Wait,
guys said
okay,
that
okay,
we
how
need
about that?
them
How
all,
about we do it
so
this? How about we do
Tell
it
me
this?
why.
Can you name some that should go?
Some that could go. The Department of Education give that back to the states.
Why would we get rid of the Department of Education when we've had the most successful education? Hold on a second.
Our education is the worst in.
Listen
No,
for a
you
second.
listen. It's the
No,
worst
no,
in
go,
the
listen.
countries. It's
I was in the
dropped.
It's the
middle.
worst in the country?
It's
in
the
the
wor-
in countries.
So
listen,
listen,
clean
okay?
your earwax
We
out.
have, listen for a
That's not what
second,
you said.
okay? We have,
Countries.
we have,
Don't mute me. Don't mute me.
then
Go ahead.
mute yourself. We have one of the most successful literacy campaigns in the world. It's being undermined on a regular basis by Republicans that have purposefully underfunded to keep people uneducated, to keep them uninformed.
What is your degree in?
My degree, I don't have a degree. I went to school for criminal justice and political science.
Okay, so you're so smart, I guess, because you got this high degree.
No. Degrees don't make you intelligent.
Okay, thank you. So why are you saying that the Department of Education is great? Because let's look at the statistics. Let's see what country is ahead of the United States. Many are.
Why don't you go
because
state
we
by
haven't
state?
done anything. Common Core is what Democrats brought, which is not the answer.
Why don't you go state by state?
What are you talking state by state?
Why don't you go
Texas
ahead
probably-
and
Texas
figure out
Texas
who
has
the most illiterate states are? I haven't looked. Couldn't tell. I'm going to go ahead and guess they're Republican.
I'm talking, what is our country ranked in education in the world?
I don't know. That's not the argument. See, this is the problem. Is like Noam Chomsky pointed this out a long time ago, which is that Republicans undercut the system to make it not useful. And then they point to that as a reason they should cut it or privatize it, which is what they're currently doing. So you trying to say America has a bad education system? Why don't you blame the Republicans that have refused to fund it? Why are you blaming the system of our education system? Why don't you blame the Republicans that have cut education, that have refused to fund education forever?
So after years of growth, math proficiency in U.S. students dips. And so if you look at it,
Was it
we are
COVID?
one of the worst, and we're one of the worst countries in mathematics.
Was it COVID?
No, it wasn't COVID.
When did it dip?
Before COVID,
What year?
What year?
I have to look at the study, but it's before COVID.
What are you looking at? How do you know?
Different sources.
Why would you look at different sources if they're saying different things?
So United States international secondary completion rates. We're not even at the top.
Top
We're
of what?
probably like 30 of completing.
I just want to
general-
point out. I just want to point out right here. Math proficiency started going down, and you want to take a guess, Jaden?
How much?
You want to take a guess what year they started going down?
2020?
2019
2021?
through 2019. They're currently going down. That's for fourth and eighth graders.
That's
It
before
says
COVID.
2019, but I guess it would depend on when they actually started it. That's the problem. Because I think it's like normal at 2019 and then starts 2019. I would have to see what the time frame was, but it's on 2019. So I think it's through 2019, but after that, so I think 2020 it starts going down.
Actually, they started to dip in 2013. If you wanted to actually look at
Well,
you know how to read the graph. Maybe you need to take some math because you
Yeah,
can't
but
read the
those were
graph.
at all time. Those were at all like 20. Those are at what?
It doesn't matter.
15
It
year.
started
Those are
going
hold on. Those are
down.
at
It started
15-year
trending
highs.
down.
Those are at
Started
15-year
trending.
highs.
Started trending down.
Okay, well, let's
during
go ahead and.
during a
Oh,
Democrat.
okay.
During,
Oh, yeah. Really quick. Who took over in 2016? Or sorry, 20. Who took over in
do you not know
2014?
when
Wait,
he
wait, wait, wait,
became
wait, wait, wait. Hold on,
president?
hold on. You want to
2017.
do a you want to do an actual correlation? Who had Congress in 2014? Who won Congress?
Who had Congress with the math scores going up? That was George Bush, by the way. Obama
With
stayed steady and
Republicans?
started to go down. Yeah, Republicans made the math go
Actually,
up,
no,
right?
it went up under Obama. But who was in office in
No, it didn't.
2014?
It went from in
I have it
2000.
right
It went
here.
from
I have it right here on
20%
Statista. It
American
flatlined.
students.
Nope, I have it right here.
Nope.
Fourth grade
Nope.
flatlined under fourth grade flatlined through 2008, which we had a recession, then it started going back up
Fourth
until
and eighth
when?
graders.
Until
No.
when? Until when?
2000 to 2009.
You notice how
when
he's
Obama
dodging the
came in, it
question?
started
I just
going
asked you a
down.
simple question. I just asked you a simple question. Who was in office in Congress? That's the power of the purse. Who was in office in 2014 after that, and starting in the 2015 session? It was Republicans.
You don't know what you're talking
May I
about.
ask a question? May I ask a question?
Hey, Katie.
Hi, Blue Man. Can you tell me what the DOE does?
Hey, Katie, I wasn't talking to you.
I don't
All right.
care. Can you tell me what the DOE does?
I don't know. I don't
You don't
understand.
know. You don't
I
know,
can't
do
hear
you?
what you're saying. What does the DOG do?
The
They're
DOE.
not even part.
The
What does-
Department of Education. What does the DOE do?
The DOE, they do fund different programs.
Be specific, please.
I mean, it's education programs that they fund.
What education program?
So,
So some of the
Well,
things, some. Can I talk? You asked me a fucking question, so
Calm
be
down.
quiet for a second. So they fund government programs. So they fund things like they do fund preschool, because I know that's in our state.
That's
So
not true.
we get is true.
The
That's
Department
how-
of Education
that's how
does
my
not
sister-
fund preschool.
That's how my
The state
sister gets paid. It's
does.
a federal grant through the school that they get from a federal, not state.
Who, really quick, who hands out that grant?
yeah, some areas do get federal.
No, it's federal money. I know that for a fact. Don't act like you know everything.
Wait, hold on a second. Who
I
who's
just
writes-
agreed with
Not
you.
you. I'm talking to the guy, Katie. I wasn't talking to you.
Didn't Biden do that, by the way?
No, that was during Trump, actually.
I think there was an expansion. Anyways, can you tell me who sent that grant out?
So are we talking about the department? So DOE is the Department of Energy, by the way. It's not the Department of Education.
No, it's not. I
Yeah,
have
it
it right
is.
here. It's
DOE.
right here. The acronym is DOE.
Well, DOE, they call that the Department of Energy as well. So look at it.
It's a non sequitur, anyways.
Okay, but in this conversation, we're talking
A
about
DOE
education,
is also
so you
a
know what
design
DOE
of
means.
experiments.
My
so I
question to you.
Okay, bro. Did anybody ask?
Okay, cool.
You asked me what a DOE
My
is?
Both of them
question
are the
to you
DOE.
is, how are-
Stick to context, numbnut.
My question to
Hey,
you:
quiet, Jaden.
if you know
Shut up,
that the
bitch.
Department of Education only does funding, why are you blaming it for low testing scores and idiot children?
I didn't say any children were idiots.
Okay, I did. But why are you blaming them for low testing scores and low education when all they're doing is providing funding? They don't set curriculum. This is why in red states, kids are less likely to be educated because the red states are the ones setting the curriculum in those areas, and that is why they are so low with their testing. But it has nothing to do with the Department of Education, which they want to get rid of. So how does getting rid of the Department of Education further increase test scores and children's IQ points?
So the Department of Education does come up with the frameworks of the curriculum. So that is
No, they
a
don't.
fact. Yes, they do.
No, they
No, they don't.
No, they
Man-
don't.
They
They
manage
ensure-
federal funding for schools and create curriculum frameworks for states. Yes, they do. Look it up.
No, they don't.
Let's do
Yes,
it.
they do.
I have looked it up.
My
They don't,
sister
sir.
does.
Does the Department of Education create curriculum? No, the U.S. Department of Education does not create curriculum. In the United States, education is primarily a responsibility of states and
They
local government. The federal
create
government and the Department of
curriculum
Education
frameworks
are
for
not
states.
involved. Why are you still talking? Are not involved in determining curriculum or educational standards. State boards of education set standards for their jurisdiction. Local school boards set standards. Publishers and teachers do.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to jump up because the conversation was kind of moot as far as the point of why he wants to get rid of the DOE when they have nothing to do with what you guys were discussing.
Okay, then
you
if they don't
are
have anything to do with
opposition,
it,
please stay
it
in the
sounds like
box. If
it
you
sounds
are
like they
not,
don't. We don't need them.
please hop out. Dennis, can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the
Hey.
chat? For Dennis paid to kick.
Oh.
Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat? He's just going to go immediately. He was being rude. Rude. Not nice.